this is Pat from Smash Into Pieces, and we'll be showing you our North American tour rig. So it's pretty light because we have, we got to be able to fly with everything. So basically, this is our monitor station and our backline station. So nothing special. It's two Kempers. I mean, it's more about the sounds that we're using than the actual hardware. I mean, Behringer X32 as our monitor mixer, connected to 4 in-ear systems for the band. The Kempers, I like a lot of, to sneak in some fuzz. It makes it, for big choruses when the guitars are just almost like a synthesizer. It kind of gives that like a chainsaw thing that I like. And sometimes when it's more like riff based, we'll have something that is a bit more tight low end for palm mutes and stuff like that. I think that the main guitar sound, it's a Marshall JCM 900 with like a fuzz added in the effect loop. So yeah, that's the main sound. The guitars, we use Solar guitars. So this one is mine, and it's a baritone, 27-inch, with the Evertune bridge. So usually we don't switch guitars during the live set. We use the Kempers if we need to change like key for some low tune riff. We'll just transpose in the Kemper. We're using the same guitars throughout the whole set. So we're using, I'm gonna show you. Using these D'Addario NYXL, and they're 10 to 52, so they're really thin strings, for such a low tune guitar. It's tuned in drop B, but then I replaced the lowest string with a 56. It's a bit thicker, the lowest string. But the funny thing is, when you have like a baritone with this scale and the Evertune, it works really well with thinner strings, and it gives that, it feels better when you're doing palm mutes and fast stuff to have thinner strings for me. So yeah, and it's the original pickup. It's the Duncan like Solar Plus or something. So I really liked it when I bought it, the original, so I kept it. On my other guitar I have the Lundgren M6, which has a bit more like genty, maybe, a bit more. This one is more smooth, I would say, and the other one is more kind of forward in the high mids. All the way up, and I even taped this because when it's live and sometimes you get the single coil mode, so I just taped it for, nothing, only the bridge mic and the full tone and volume. So this is pretty much the same one, but it's not the kind of tele. This is the, I guess, Power Strat or something. But it's a Solar, and it has these Fishman pickups, active ones. So it's pretty much the same guitar, but it gives, a little bit of difference. So it's, when you're two guitars playing the same like chords in a chorus, then you get this. You can still hear us like differently. So now it's same tuning, both are used on stage, and we have one of these as a backup. So they're tuned in a drop B, and then we're going everything from like 1/2 step up to maybe 5 steps down, depending on if there's a really heavy breakdown or So it's easier to not have like 14 guitars when you're traveling. It's just one stage guitar and Kemper does the rest. Funny thing is, like sometimes when we're playing the set acoustic and you don't have the Kempers to transpose, it's like you're so used to how you're supposed to play the riffs, so it's like you gotta really think when you're without the transposing of the Kemper. So we don't use any pedal boards or cabs or anything. It's just Kemper straight into our monitor mixer, and then going to front of house. So, and we just use, nothing special. It's just the iPad where everyone monitors their own in-ear system. So we're using Logic, and inside Logic we have these MIDI switches for the Kempers. so during the set it just switches automatically. And we used to have like Behringer floorboards in case something goes wrong, but it's you know, 1 out of 100 that something goes wrong, so we just stopped using that as well. So it works out well. And then we have all the different tracks channels for synth and backing vocals and stuff. And then we have like meta events, because there's markers for every song, and then I make the set list by programming where the just makes a playlist with the meta events. And I'm going to show you, obviously we use a digital kit which is up on stage, and under the drum riser there's another X32 and a Mac Mini, which we're running Superior Drummer 3. So it's MIDI from the drums straight into Superior Drummer to the X32 on the stage, which sends it here, and then to front of house. So this is basically the drum kit for our live show. It's it's Bob Rock's. The foundation is Bob Rock anyway. The kick, and then we're using like New York Avatar coated toms. The near C snare, and then a couple of triggers. So it's like mostly, you know, soft hits and ghost notes. That's just original Superior Drummer. But then like the hardest hits are, you know, with some triggers to make it even more, you know, cannon or you know, gunshots sounding. So this is not our kit. It's we rent the kit when we fly over here. So that's a good thing about these digital drums, because all the sound is in the settings in our Superior Drummer, which is underneath here. It's just a Mac Mini M1 and straight into an X32. And it's just a standard setup. We added like a extra snare, which for like electro sounds, and sometimes we have an extra kick just for electronic sounds. But it's a Roland TD50X. So this is the hardware that we're using for front of house. This hardware is called Emil, and he's our front of house tech. And we keep it really light. As you can see, this is like the front of house console, which is again X32, a small Waves server. And he's no console, it's just an iPad which you can unplug and just go wireless, and you know, standing in the audience. And then we're using a computer just to do the Wave server stuff. So we're pretty much doing like Waves chains for vocals, guitars, and then we have like instrument bus and like a master channel. And a bit of small tricks, ducking the kick against the bass, and you know, classic stuff like that. So it's a really light and neat front of house. And today Emil even served it by changing a few Cat 5 cables, and yesterday we had audio dropouts, so no more.
We think it was the cable. I hope, but we will see tonight if it works.
And Emil usually does this, since everything is digital, there's nothing except the microphones that pick up sound from, you know. So feedback, usually it's only the lead vocals you gotta check. And it's really important for us, because we're, you know, no cabs or nothing, to really have like a good master EQ and really dial in the room properly. So Emil usually does like his measuring mic, white noise, and just make sure that you get a good clean start. And then we run a few songs and he adjusts what needs to be done for this specific venue. So it's a easy peasy fly rig, but it's sounds good. So thank you for checking out our gear, and please check out our webpage, smashintoPieces.com, for tour dates, Spotify to listen to our music, and social media, TikTok to see APOC do awkward stuff. Check us out. thank you for listening.